There's growing concern among some Anglophone parents on the West Island that high school students there are being shortchanged. It seems many textbooks required next year for math and social sciences just aren't available yet in English. Cindy Sherwin reports.
Yes, the brain stem.
Since Quebec's education reform was introduced a decade ago, English high schools have consistently received their textbooks 2 to 3 years later than their French counterparts.
English students of Quebec are performing lower than any other provinces. And one of the reasons is that we do not have the proper textbook.
Recently, West Island Anglophone teachers and parents wrote to Education Minister Michel Courchaine, concerned that grade 10 and 11 students in particular will be at a disadvantage. Though the Director of Educational Services at Lester B. Pearson School Board hastens to add, students are still being well prepared and educated.
Though the textbooks would add that extra piece of scaffolding that kids need, I don't think we're too terribly compromised, especially in their ability to go forward into CEGEP.
We've put a lot of pressure on the ministry, on the government to get us those books.
Well, now it seems the Education Ministry's committee has come up with some stopgap measures that will at least allow the students to have some of the textbook material they require to start their school year in 2008.
Math books would be available for secondary 4 and 5. They would be available in September. Not the complete text. At least the teachers will get the first chapters.
Where your spinal cord enters the skull.
Some material will only be available in the spring of 2008 or even in 2009.
I think that everybody's doing their best to bring these things out as quickly as possible.
We'll know in the fall if it was quick enough. Cindy Sherwin, CTV News.
And now Postscript. CTV News executive producer Barry Wilson with a look back at some of the week's top stories.
Remember that old saying, no more school, no more books? You know the rest. Problem is it's no joke for students in our English school system. As we reported this week, English students are getting the short end of the stick in the province's school curriculum reform. For many subjects, there are no textbooks. They have not been translated into English yet. And that is putting our students at a profound disadvantage. Bless our teachers. They're doing a wonderful job in a very difficult situation. How can our students compete when they don't have the tools? Grade 10 students this fall will have pretty light backpacks because there won't be any books in them. Provincial exams are based on what's in the textbooks. No textbooks, a recipe for disaster. Little wonder English-speaking Quebec students did not fare well in recent national math and reading tests. The Education Minister says she is doing her best to find solutions and she should be taken at her word. It's just we should never have reached this point in the first place. Our English education system has enough challenges just fighting for its survival. When it becomes an afterthought, we're in deeper trouble than we think, and it's time to stand up to make sure the Education Department does the right thing. If they can't fix it, then delay it for everyone. We pay our taxes, and we demand better.